Today is the day that we finally get to fix a dent in my 240SX quarter panel. And no, it's not this 240, this one. For those of you who don't know, I spent the last couple years repairing this car after it got completely demolished and T-boned. And then after I got it fixed, I went to a drift event, drifted with some friends, and then drift damage occurred.
Oh no!
No! This is just bound to happen when drifting. Not to mention the very first drift event back, it wasn't even tandems or anything. I actually scraped a wall, made a dent here, so we are going to take it to my new friend, Mikey, who works at a body shop and is a wizard. I didn't want to just kick out this dent, and I didn't want to just replace this quarter panel again. He was confident that he could repair this, pull it, filler it, make it look mint. So that is the route we're going to take. I enjoy driving this car every chance I get. Made it in one piece.
What's up, buddy?
Mikey, right?
Yep.
Nice to meet you, bro. Mikey. There's the small dent.
Yeah, that one's not bad.
A little bit bigger on this side.
It's a little bit bigger. We'll get it out. We can do that.
Sweet. Last night we ended up just dropping the car off at the shop. We're gonna revisit today to strap it down. But he said I needed to come back and pick up a taillight, bash bar, the center garnish, and there were a couple other things that I wrote down. I don't want to bring my brand new kooky taillights, so I'm gonna just take the stocks off of Fran's car. Thought I had my spare bumper here, but I do not. So I might just take off the bumper and bash bar from Fran's 240 while I'm taking off the taillights. I will, however, need to grab my brand new inbox center garnish because this one is not going to be a good one to use. It is bent. Oh, that's not good. God, this rear bumper is so heavy. Now it looks like a complete drift missile. Got everything loaded in the Z, which is, I guess, the new work truck. This is the metal Koki taillight garnish, the thing that goes like right here. And I've bought one of these probably 4 years ago, and it was around $80. I just looked up the price right now, just out of curiosity. Man, it's crazy to see even Nissan taxing on these parts. Step one for our repair process is going to be removing the rear bumper and the rear valance. Probably going to remove the skirt as well because we're planning to take the wheel off and mount this on the ground. This is actually a frame, I don't know if it's a frame rack, but we're going to treat it as if it is a frame rack. Basically everything bolts to the ground here. I already took out the battery so we can get a better look in here, and it's not looking too good. So far no kinks here. Oh, is there another screw? I might have put one here.
Right there.
Yeah.
I got the bumper.
Okay. Now to unwedge this guy. Yeah, just step on it.
Kind of stuck, dude.
Dude, it's pinched in there. What?
Are you saving this? Did you
The
want
bumper?
to save this?
No, no need.
Like if I cut this, is that okay?
Yeah, you can cut it.
Sure?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Because the bracket is just pinched in there. That's why I don't.
I don't think I can really run this bumper again. I mean, you could, but
It might relax, but it also might not.
I have another one, so I'm not too worried about it.
Well, if you're not tripping, I'm tripping.
Unmolested S13 rear bumper for sale. $200, I know what I have.
Somebody's crying somewhere.
Someone's crying. Not me. How are we looking down here?
This is what we got to get out first.
Oh, I see.
How you see how it's like rolled in there?
Yeah.
That's what's bunching all this stuff up.
It's just literally pinched together.
Yeah, it's just like that.
Man.
We'll come back to that piece.
Okay. All right, next, should I take the taillight out next?
Yeah.
Ooh. Here we go.
That's not even that bad, dude.
No? When I got it painted at the last shop, they stepped on it or something here. It was brand new too.
Is your new one still in the box?
Yeah, unopened.
People pick them up like this, like
Oh,
big
yeah,
guns,
just-
you know?
yeah,
Just
right.
Like, it just go.
Yeah, it's so flimsy.
This right here should be a right angle. You see how it's acute? I'll bolt a bracket to this that has a hook on it, or a hole for a hook, and we'll pull this out. And as this comes out, this will go in. And if it doesn't go
really?
in while we're pulling, and this is under pressure all the way down here, because it's in a little bit all the way down. So while we pull this out, we'll tap this down.
Okay.
And we can also, we'll tap this out from the inside. Basically the goal is to relax. It's all bunched up right here, like literally right in
That's
this
the
corner.
tension point.
Exactly. There's a little bit of a line that's supposed to be here that you can see in your scrape is still there. So
Wow.
like, when we work this out, we'll be trying to get this line right where my finger's going back to where it's supposed to be, and then everything else should kind of go around it.
Wow.
So this side will be super easy to take care of.
Easy side.
The other side is the same thing. It's just flat. It's a very acute
Let's
angle.
get a comparison. Yeah. Can't even see it.
Yeah, so like this won't come off because the bracket is pinched so hard in there.
Holy moly.
So we'll have to try and get around that, or we might have to cut some stuff and then weld it back together. We'll see.
So the next thing we're doing is taking apart all the interior that's gonna be in the way for us, which means I gotta take out the strut bar and all this kind of stuff. But luckily it's an S13, so it's not really held together with too much. Trying to test fit the new bumper, or I guess Fran's bumper, the straight one, to see how far off we are here. That's quite a bit.
It's a perfect fit.
That's coming from a body man.
It's not too bad on this side.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
See what I'm saying though? How I was
Yeah.
saying it was pinched in there.
Oh, you can kind of see the fold here too. I
Yeah.
didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Easiest skirts to remove. Oh, I forgot I put underglow on these too.
Hey, shout out Dorky Dory, bro.
Hey bro, you broke my light. Sorry. It's pretty cool. You can just move the frame rack wherever you want it then. So the wood's gonna basically be a jack stand at this point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wood has been mounted, and the wood was so that it has the ability to slide when we pull it, right?
Yeah, so what's gonna happen is when we put tension on that, this is gonna be a little loose and we'll have a tensioner on this too. But when we pull it with that ram back there, the whole car is gonna wanna slide just a little bit because it's still obviously on its wheels. So we use the wood, so it's got something to slide on the floor. It can slide, there's two pieces of wood there, so it can slide on the wood, it can slide on the floor. Probably won't move more than an inch or two.
Well, now with the wheels off, we can finally see the wheelhouse, you say, right? Yeah, I've
Yeah.
always said wheel well,
It's the same thing.
but they say wheelhouse here, so I'm gonna start saying wheelhouse. Oof, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, so this is the inner wheelhouse. This is your outer wheelhouse, okay?
Damn, the
So-
inner got bent?
Yeah,
No!
So it looks like actually your outer wheelhouse is fine.
What?
And that just took the brunt of it. And that's just because all of this, like you can see where your welds are here.
Right.
It's all empty right
Yeah,
here.
there's no paneling back
Yeah,
there.
so when this got hit and this whole area moved in,
Uh-huh.
it folded right here.
Mm.
So the whole bottom of this is just in like that a little bit. So when we do our pulls there, and then we'll have, like I said, we'll have that wheelhouse
Yeah.
clamp, I suppose you can call it. A little bit of tension with that ramp, and then it'll all just walk out as one big unit, basically.
I can't wait to see that. That's crazy.
I want to unwrap this a little bit because we need to use those holes that the bumper goes through
Yeah.
to pull it. When we pull it this way, we're going to pull using those holes and a big piece of metal behind it.
It's moving.
Okay, stop. Release. That's opening all this up.
Okay.
Obviously,
Yeah.
this just popped out.
Just relieved all that pressure.
Yeah. Also, your bracket's still good. So that's good.
What? The bracket is so good. It is straight.
Yeah,
What?
It's like it's straighter than most.
Hole V2. This time he put a thin piece of wood through there.
So like this guy is too wide because we don't want to push on that. We're still trying to get this out.
Right.
This guy's a little too long. But this dude even has a little channel in there.
Oh, perfect.
Not intentional.
Not intentional.
How it landed, so that should bite it. We should be able to just tug on that a little bit. See how it goes?
So it's just building blocks all over.
Pretty much. Like Lego.
That's what I said. These cars are just Legos.
This stop. I hit it right there and it's starting to flatten there, which isn't what we want to happen.
Okay.
So obviously we don't hit it there. We need to find somewhere else. But you can see it's stressed right here a little bit. This whole bottom of this is gonna have to come out, but this is stressed a little here. You can actually feel there's an exhaust hanger in here.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
dent is
yeah.
from it hitting the exhaust hanger. So we've
What?
already moved it like half an inch.
Oh wow, so that's pretty significant
Yeah,
already.
so like we focus on this and you can see this moving, but like the whole thing has moved quite a bit already.
Wow.
So, I mean, obviously we're 2 poles in, a lot more to go.
Yeah, a lot more to go. Hey, but the start is important.
That's right.
That's a cool looking tool.
It's called a dolly on a stick.
Dolly on a stick. Oh wow.
Right in here is starting to come out.
Yeah.
Because we hit that way, which released a little bit of tension, and the foot from this and that block are right on this crease.
Oh, it's
right
still,
here.
yeah, because it still has tension right
Yeah,
now.
it still has tension. So what we're doing is using the tension that's on this, and we're just shocking the whole panel. And as we shock it, it releases some of that tension and the stuff. You can, I mean, obviously you can watch it move. But our first pull bunched this up a little bit, and we're trying to unbunch that, because if that turns into a knot that we can't get out, all this is going to end up getting stuck.
I see what you're saying.
You place tension on it strategically, so when you hit it, stuff moves.
I mean,
Sounds very, very simple terms there,
Stuff
but that's
moves.
basically the gist of it. You put pressure, you hit stuff, it moves. Notice this is really tight right here, so I'm just trying to help that form its gentle
I
roll.
see.
Because you can see it's bunched really hard right there, so.
So that'll help it fold easier then.
Right, yeah, that'll help all of this walk out, and we'll just work this a little bit at a time as we're doing all this big stuff, and hopefully it just kind of rounds itself back to the shape it should be.
Now I will say this little dent was here before. You don't have to do it now.
Got you, dog.
That's all it took. Yeah, let's pause the whole repair.
This is actually the important one. The rest of it. It's this little guy that really matters, you know?
That's hilarious.
Can't have no golf ball incidents.
Nice. So we've installed a second clamp here, and that is an attempt to pull some of the lower damage out, right?
Yeah, so this will keep tension on the bottom of the quarter panel, because the whole thing, it's hard to tell, but the whole thing is really rolled in like that. That's why the wheelhouse was pinched up, but you can see that
Right.
spot on the wheelhouse, and that's what's holding this up. And when we had some tension on this, I already took care of this, but you can see where the seam sealer split.
Oh.
Right here, this whole thing was kind of like an accordion. It was like that.
Exaggerated, but yeah.
Yeah. Stop. You see how that's all walking out down here? See how when I hit that, this is bouncing out just a little bit?
Oh, wow.
The power of sledge.
Oh, wow. It's coming out already.
That's exactly what we wanted. Not super terrible. I think this is supposed to be flush.
Yeah, I think so too. Quick bumper test to see our alignment over here. Oh wow, it's already lining up way better.
It's actually like right where it needs to be, maybe a little bit more.
Nice.
So, and then when we pull it back, it should kind of roll in a little bit more, hopefully. Yeah, we don't want to go out anymore. We want to go back now.
So what Mikey has just created is a tool that will benefit people for decades.
True. Now we can pull this way.
Yeah, so it's an S13 bumper mounting source puller.
So we're gonna put this on the inside of the panel, this on the outside of the panel with 2 bolts, and sandwich it right in here, like so.
And it's got a nice hole for your hook already.
Yep. So, and then we can pull this straight back while we keep tension on the wheelhouse there, which will just
Open it up.
open the whole thing up. It should, a lot of this big dent should come out. Maybe not so much on the top, we might have to do a little hammering and whatever around here, but relieving all that pressure right here, because this is shrunk, will open this up. So this, we're working on the big part of the dent now.
Hell yeah.
You want that chain to be
Pretty level.
yeah.
Okay.
You can actually see this is unraveling a little bit right here. What we don't want to happen is we put all the pressure on this and then this pulls through. Because if it pulls through, we're kind of screwed. Like you might...
We're going back to project mode.
Yeah, you might be back into we need to put a quarter on this mode.
Oh no.
We're gonna try and avoid that the best possible. See how it's starting to crease kind of hard like it was up here, but right here?
Right.
We're trying to alleviate that. We might need to move, we might need to drill some holes like right here.
Okay.
And put this up here and pull this a little bit more now.
Another bumper test. Let's see how far off we are now. Oh, dude. The studs almost line up.
Not bad.
Is it hitting something? Oh, actually, I think the
Yeah,
tow hook
it's
hits the
toe hook on
exhaust.
the exhaust, yeah. But we can still get a decent idea about it. So this is actually out just a little bit too far.
Oh, too far now.
Yep. But that could have been when you put the quarter on.
Right. All right, we cut the tow hook off of the bumper. Test mount V2. Oh, dude.
Yeah, see, it's got to come out just a little bit more.
Oh, I see.
Just a little bit more pressure needs to come off. But yeah, I mean, we're right there.
That's looking
But
good.
these always have that little swoop in them. So
Yeah, they do.
this side's not going to line up because we haven't pulled this side yet.
Oh, dang, I already forgot about this side.
I mean, we can get it in, obviously, but
So that's how far this one's off then.
yeah. When we pull this, we'll kind of pull it a little lower, which should, like, it just needs to go, like, the dent is like that. So
It's a weird dent.
you got to pull the bottom out a little bit, and then this is just kind of bunching up this area, but the whole bottom of it's in a little. If you look from back here, you can see how it,
Oh, it's so bowed right there.
yeah. Like the whole bottom of the quarter kind of does this on the lower part, and it shouldn't do that.
Huh. So wavy. Garnish test. These are always a pain to line up, especially when they're bent.
Getting somewhere?
Getting somewhere for sure. The gap's way better. I could stick my whole pinky through this before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's crazy. We didn't even like pull up or anything.
Yeah, pulling on all this, and we relieved a bunch of that lateral tension this way. And this, remember when we were hitting this and all that kind of started working its way down, and we stopped about here with it so far. But when we worked that down, what that did was it allowed this top to roll back in. Because this was pulling out and kind of pulling down almost because of just the way the metal was relaxing.
I see.
And when we were tapping this, all those little shocks are what let that roll back in.
Man, a true wizard in his craft.
Put some tension on it and see how that... We might have to do this. I wonder how many people are going to try out and not wearing safety glasses.
Oh, I forgot about that. PPE is important, but this is like kind of minor.
PPE is important. The key to PPE is having good insurance. Because what's the point of paying for the insurance if you're not going to use it?
That's a pro tip right there. Oh, that was the sauce right there.
That's what we wanted.
Man. Did that just disappear?
Yeah.
What?
That's why I get paid the medium bucks. So what happened here was because we have tension pulling this way, this metal wants to go this way. So as we're hitting that crown that was right here, that you can see when this dent was here, there was a big, we call it a crown. It looks like an eyebrow almost, like a half U type shape. As I hit that down, when it shocks the panel, all the metal moves in like a microscopic almost way. It goes this way towards the back where we're pulling on it, which relieves the pressure for that low spot and will actually pull the metal back out. That's why I was hitting it all here and around here, because all the spots around the dent are going to be high. So if you tap those high spots, it'll shock it, and as it sends the energy this way, it'll pull that out. So it won't come out perfect. Like it'll still need filler here.
Okay.
But I mean, like that's the difference between like one swipe, like a light coat of that self-leveling glaze I was telling you
versus
about,
like a half
versus
inch.
like an inch or two of the frickin' thick stuff, you know what I mean?
I see.
Which is what we're trying to avoid, is using
Light.
a bunch of the thick stuff, you know?
Right. Yeah, dude, it's looking great. Every step of the way it looks 10 times better. Dude, that is so satisfying. Just seeing it come back to life.
And this is how you make money in a body shop. Because you do all this and then it takes an hour to do the filler work instead of 7 hours to do the filler work. And if this is like a 20-hour dent, for example, we've spent about 5 on it so far.
Do you rate the dents by the hour? Like you look at it and you're like, oh, that's it. Yeah. Did you guys quote this one or?
No.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I ballparked how long I would be on it, which I think is 14 hours at 15 hours, something like that. 15 hours maybe. This would have definitely been a replacement, but had it been a repair, I probably would have put like 40 on it.
Oh wow.
I would have done something.
40-hour dent.
Yeah, well, like you gotta get paid, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And like,
this is a lot of work.
yeah, like this is a full day's, like just this quarter is a full day's worth of work. So
Right.
you figure I'm working 10 hours a day, I have to book at least 20 to actually be making any kind of money. So.
Yep.
But if I'm dealing with something like this, like if the insurance company refused to put a quarter on it and I have to fix it, I get to pay for it.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys gonna do? You can't find a quarter for it? Give me 40 hours to total the car. I don't
Yeah, right? No, it's honestly crazy that you're able to bring this back to life. It's a rare skill these days.
So, like, a lot of dudes might, I mean, I'm not in a bad way, but a lot of guys would probably say this is okay enough for filler for the most part.
At this stage?
Yeah, maybe a little bit more work down here.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, to a certain extent it is, but I really try and get as much of the metal out where it's supposed to be, mostly because I don't like sanding Bondo.
Oh, dude, I hate sanding filler.
Yeah.
This is not enjoyable. You get dust everywhere.
Right, like if I can keep the dust down, like the time I'm getting covered in dust to a minimum, I'm into it. So I would much rather just work the metal as much as I possibly can, whether it needs it or not.
Definitely.
That's not bad, dude.
What dent?
I ain't seen nothing.
Honestly, no dent. That's an average car on the track at this point.
That is nicer than 78% of S13s in Chicago.
78%? Yeah.
The taillight was hitting it kind of funny right here.
Hmm.
And part of that could be because of how you welded it on. Like if it wasn't super perfect, not that you did a bad job or anything.
I do think it had some overhang before.
Yeah, I think judging on how it was lining up with the quarter, or not with the quarter, with the trunk, I think this is in too far, which, to be honest, we might be able to just fix since we have to cut this and move this in a little bit anyway.
Because like this is fine here, but like right here it kind of does go in a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I think the corner of your quarter is just in too far.
Yeah, I will say it did sit like that prior.
Yeah,
so-
because your trunk is lining up pretty decent with your tail light.
Well, I guess this one kind
It
of
sticks out.
goes
So
in.
like your trunk, maybe the whole hatch needs to go forward a little bit.
Yeah. And this was the trunk from the crash, so
Yeah.
I wonder if it could also be slightly warped. I don't know if that's...
The likelihood of that is pretty slim. I mean, it's not impossible, but you'd probably see it somewhere in
Oh, I see.
this. Like you'd see a bow somewhere, and it all looks really straight.
I will say that was one thing that bothered me when I finished.
Yeah.
I was like, it sticks out a little bit, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I mean, that was the first time you put quarter on something.
I think that was. I'm glad that I'm able to have this opportunity to make it even better now.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the time that you're giving to help me out with this.
Your trunk latches now, so that's cool.
Yeah, the trunk. Oh yeah, that's true. The trunk didn't latch. Like you'd lower the trunk and it would kind of hit off center here. But ever since you started pulling, the trunk lines up again.
Yeah.
So we're nearing the stages of doing some detail work, and we're also thinking ahead about the filler. He asked me if I'm gonna shave this light, and I am. And why that's important is because we need to make sure that everything is done on this quarter panel before we start the filler. We don't want to start the filler and then go welding this and then warping the panel. It's just working backwards at that point. And fun fact, the side marker is only on the S13 sold in America. I don't know about Europe or any other continent, but I do know that the 180SX does not have a side marker here. I did shave the other side a while ago, but it got bowed so badly that you can kind of see the the weld line under it. Oh, it looks like we do have some scrap metal. What is this off of?
Prius.
Prius?
Yeah, quality Toyota steel.
Hey, it's JDM still.
That's right. That's right.
But it's a Prius. Oh no, a Prius is gonna become part of my S13.
Fun fact, this is the car that Chop's car's in.
Is it really? Yeah. Prius red? Yeah. That's a secret in itself.
It's not anymore.
So next step we're gonna do is grind the welds off of the quarter panel to the trunk panel and attempt to push in the quarter panel to where it's supposed to sit. When I welded this quarter panel on, I just made it fit in a way that would make the body straight, but I guess the trunk pan was not perfectly centered, so that's why it didn't line up, but now it is lining up. So we're gonna make it straight. Same thing up here, we're gonna adjust some of these welds and straighten those out. This was also the very last seam on the car to align. So basically it was built from just the frame rails, then I put on the whole half side of the car, the trans tunnel, the firewall, the shock towers, the roof. The whole car was running and driving before I even put on this last quarter panel. So with it only being this far off, I'm honestly very proud of how it came out. And now it makes me even happier to know that we can make it perfect.
That might be it.
No way. Yeah, that already looks better too. Way more level. Quick bumper test to verify it's in the right spot. See how we did. Oh my gosh, dude, look at that, already perfectly straight.
Is it?
Oh yeah, boy. Dude, that's perfect. And I feel like all S13s have a little gap right here too.
It's not.
That looks great.
If you sight it this way, you can see we're still in a little bit right here. We got a little dent right there that we got to work out just a little bit. That'll help with the waviness going on there.
I see. Well, dude, this part looks great.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that was caved in completely right there.
See it right there.
Man, that's crazy to see from this side. That's coming out pretty good. Yeah, this was like the low spot right here.
We're getting a low spot right here. So it's a gap that you can't see from the outside, but you can see that right along where that mark is.
It did crease there.
Right here, yeah. So this is actually high.
Okay.
But when all of this was pushed in, like when you were hit and all this got pushed in, it stretched a little bit right here.
Okay.
And now that we have all of this out, this is a high spot. So we got to tap that spot down, and we're going to do that while there's tension on it. And that should, if this is still in a little further than it should be, when we tap this, it might shock this enough that this will actually come out a little bit.
Perfect.
Might have missed it because you weren't back far enough, but this just like
Sunk into
from here
place.
to here just straightened itself.
Wow.
And there's a little bit of there's a little wobbly stuff here, and that always happens just because there's a hole here and the metal gets stretched around that hole. So I was expecting that to stay that way, but this just walked itself out really nicely.
A little higher spot.
So now what I want is, there's this little buckle right here, little low spot, and I'm gonna try and pull. I don't want to pull too hard because then your pull will get messed up. It looks like from about here to here is too far in.
I see. Yeah, I can kind of see
Right?
it. Yeah.
So we're just gonna give that a little bit of a
It is
try.
hard to tell with the roll of the quarter, but
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
It's not an even roll. Like the roll almost stops right here. Trying to work that low spot.
Next, we're gonna weld this panel into position onto the rear trunk pan again, now that we know and confirmed that it is straight. This is gotta be the biggest vice grip I've ever seen. I didn't know that existed.
I find it more and more difficult to get out of bed. Was it because of the things that she said? I just need a lady's thoughts to rest.
Next step is test fit the wheel. Now that we've done a lot of pulling and metal work here on the arch, we're gonna verify that it is not grinding nearly as bad as it was. That already looks way better. I will say these wheels did rub before.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna just judge it based on that side.
Let's compare that. Damn, that I can't believe this was folded in. Now it's not. Hell yeah, dude. Another piece to the puzzle.
That's pretty even, right?
I'd say so. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and stiff.
Ready to be smacked again.
No, 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 no. No more slaps, please. I'm over it. Wow, right before my eyes.
The
Gap
other side has a
correction.
little bit of one, so let's match it to the other side. So then if you want, you can maybe push the whole thing back.
The whole trunk in.
Yeah.
So this is one of the crease lines that we were noticing. So if we hammer that out, hopefully that will push out exactly.
Well, it won't push it out, but we'll put a little pressure on this, and when we pound that flat, hopefully it'll relax that spot, because that might be pulling this in a little bit.
I see what you're saying.
Because this is only in maybe like 1/8 of an inch total
Oh, okay.
from where it was, and we already like just prying on it there got us about 1/16 of the inch. So we moved it out about half of the way already.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's like
That's the same gap.
exactly like it is on the other side. So that's that.
Wow.
We'll test fit the light. Make sure the light's good. I'm trying to remember if that's supposed to be like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. I guess not as much as that side. Quick test fit of all the lights, put some hardware in, and verify. This is already sitting better, I can tell you that much.
If you want, we can
Pull it out more. I mean, it would match the trunk, so.
pop that out to there. That's where you wanted it, right?
Yep, perfect.
Flush it out.
Flusher. Oh, dude, I saw it line up.
Right there.
Mint. Yeah, that's it.
And I'm falling off. Feelings in my head. I'm finding more and more difficult to get
Got the rear end prepped. We're gonna fill in this corner light before we proceed any further.
I feel the walls closing in. I'm comfortable in my own skin. Nothing you say will change where I've been. I just wanna feel real again.
Ah, so that's how you figure out your hardener to base ratio.
Yeah, that's pretty solid, guess.
Just down the center there. Oh, what brand is this one? Evercoat? Rage Ultra. Rage. Mikey has sanded and prepped the entire quarter panel here. We're ready for our first layer of filler. This thing's looking pretty wild.
This is my dolphin gelato.
You had a crazy pattern going. I want to lick it. Dude, it looks delicioso. It's real thick on there right now because it's, you know, we just laid it on, so.
Dude,
It looks like, you know, when your mom makes pudding, but then the edges of the bowl are.
Why don't you ask for the spoon? While we are waiting for the filler on this side of the car to dry and harden, we are going to begin pulling this quarter panel. Oh, she's moving all right.
Split it, you ding dong.
Oh man, I burned through too much metal.
Cut it. That's what you get, dog. That's what you get.
Man.
Just wanna feel real again.
It looks like this might be in a little bit from something. Like maybe if you bounce this off a curb or whatever, this might be in a little. Because you can tell that it's like low right there. And that honestly, that could be from the T-bone too.
Yeah, just
Like
warping the
it
whole
could
car.
have flexed all the way over here, you know?
Right. Bumper test fit V4. Oh, dude. Way better.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, that's good. Classic gap. It's good. Both sides are even.
Sick.
Great job.
I really hope this just goes away with one coat.
One wipe.
It kind of feels like it will.
It looks like it could.
Yeah.
That's looking smooth already.
It's a one coat.
Like a baby's bottom.
It's a one coat, dog.
You just blocked it in one go? Yeah. I don't know if this has been said on camera, but man's kind of a gangster. It smells crazy in the waiting area.
Yeah.
They'd be waiting for this, and Mike's the only type of guy that would place a Google order or something. I don't know what you. She was like, "Hey, was it a Google order?" And then it smelled too good in there, man. I couldn't resist.
Not the bad. We have finished the body filler on this side. After you finished verifying it was good, you had to re-sand it, right?
Yeah, we DA sanded it with 80 grit to prepare it for like Bondo or thicker filler. It's not Bondo brand, but
I see.
the thicker filler, like that, the stuff that really actually fills in stuff. And now we're putting on a coat of glaze, and this is mostly to fill in pinholes and the 80 grit scratches. So we'll block this with 120, and then we'll finish sand this with 180, and then it will be ready for primer. And this stuff's self-leveling, so like...
It looks kind of soupy, I figured.
Yeah, it like flattens itself out. So like all the lines, like if we just leave that, they'll soften up really nice.
I see.
I mean, we're gonna spread them out, but...
Oh, we lost half the dust in the crevices. Jeez, how many pounds, dude? How many kilos, I should say? 2 kilos? We've been here since 9 a.m. It is now
Midnight.
exactly midnight. That's 13 hours? Yeah, we're too tired to count, but Mikey has killed it. This was a 1-day job. 1 day for this quarter panel and this quarter panel with filler. Where are you gonna find someone that can even do that? Let alone in 1 day. Bro, this is insane. You are unmatched.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you for your services. It was well worth the wait, so thank you. I'm very pleased with the results. His Instagram page is Garage16. He's looking for side work.
Feel free to look at the pictures, though.
Yeah. He's got some really cool builds on there. He does a lot of the more popular cars here in the Midwest, so it was a real honor for you to be able to put some of your talent and touch on this. So thank you.
I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun day. It's like the dent never happened. Man, this thing came out incredible. I couldn't be happier with the results. Mikey absolutely killed it. I still can't believe he did both sides in 1 day. Man, it's so good. Well, I guess that's gonna end today's video. Thank you guys for sticking around. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.